Okay, problem number one, it's the find the length of arc over the given interval. Let me just take a look at the problem first, and I want to point out to you that it's going to be between 0 and 5 for t. So it's starting at the point where it's starting at, oops, sorry about that. When t is 0, x is going to be 8. And when t is 0, y will be 9. And it's going from this point to another point. What's the other point it's going to where t is 5? And what's that going to be? Well, 8 plus 15, which is 23. And then what do you get there? Let's see. For 5, you get 9 plus 10, which is 19. All right, I'm going to eliminate the parameter, and I'm going to say x equals, that's going to be 8 plus 3t. And then y equals 9 plus 2t. This is not the way we want you to do it, but I'm just thinking through, if I were given this problem and I didn't know much about calculus, this is probably the way I'd go about doing the problem. So let's see, I'd multiply the top equation by 2 and the bottom equation by minus 3. What does that give you? Let's see, 2x equals 16, and then you get plus 6t. What do you get here? Minus 3y. And then, let's see, minus 27. Again, I'm multiplying by minus 3, minus 6t. If you add those two equations together, what do you get? 2x minus 3y is equal to, well, let's see, 7 4 is going to be 11. All right, I'm going to write it a little differently. I'm going to write it as 2x plus 11 equals 3y, and then I'm going to say y equals 2/3 of an x plus 11/3. All right, so what I want to do is just realize that this thing is just a line. I do want to check the points though. All right, let's check the 8, 9 first. So you should get 9. 2 times 8 is 16/3 plus 11/3. Well, 16 plus 11 is 27, and 27/3 is certainly going to be 9. Let's do the next one, which is 19. And you can get 2 times 23, which is 46/3, plus 11/3. What do you get there? 57/3. And 3 times 19 is 30 and 27, which is 57. Works out pretty well. So what do I know is a line? And the difference between 2 points on a line, it couldn't get any easier than that. Just Pythagorean theorem. So the distance, again, this is not, we don't want you to do it this way, but this is fine to do that. 23 minus 8. Let's see, 23 minus 8, and then I'm going to square it, plus 19 minus 9. I'm going to square that. 23 minus 8 is going to be, let's see, that's going to be 15, right? Make sure I did that right. 12 and 3 is 15, yeah. And then 10 squared. Let's see. 15 squared plus 10 squared. I'm going to take the square root of that, right? So let's take a look at that. And yeah, I'm gonna do something strange here. A lot of people think it's strange anyway. I'm going to factor out a 5 squared. And what would that give us? And realize that 15 is really 15 times 3, so we get 3 squared, which is 9. And then you're going to get, 10 is 5 times 2, so you can get 2 squared, which is 4. So what do you get there? 5 and a root 13, because 9 plus 4 is 13. So that's the distance between those 2 points over there. Again, this is not what we want you to do. Let me start to erase this over here and say, well, you know what, if I didn't know much calculus, I think I could have done that problem at a pre-calculus level. All right, what I want to do is I want to do the calculus. All right, so what are we going to do over here? Well, I'm going to say what x is. X is a function of t, and that's going to be a plus 3t. I want to write down dx dt. You could also write down x prime with the understanding that x prime is dx dt. That equals 3 dy dt, and we've derived these formulas in class. You could also say y prime with the understanding that y prime is dy dt. And what's that going to be equal to? Well, I should write the y down, right? What's y? It's 9 plus 2t. So what do you get there? Let's see. If I differentiate, just 2. So we get over here, well, we're going to write an interval down, and it's going to be for the arc length. I'll call it S. We're going to start at 0 to 5. For some reason, the image is saving there. So 0, whoops, sorry about that. dt. I'm going to put over here, well, it's going to be the dx dt squared. That's going to be 3 squared. Plus the dy dt squared. That's going to be 2 squared. Let's go through that. 0 to 5. That's a number. What do you get? You get 9 plus 4, which is 13. dt, integrate. It's going to be root 13 times t. Limits of integration 0 to 5. What do you get over there? Well, root 13, and then 5 minus 0. What do you get? As expected, we get 5 root 13. Thank you.